Kangas here with Greg Patterson from Michigan Dance Council and Oakland University.
That's correct.
What does Michigan Dance Council do, and how many board members do you have?
We have approximately about 15 board members right now. Michigan Dance Council is an advocate agency, an organization that actually supports dance within the state of Michigan. And it's just, to support dance, we actually have a lot of members that we give a lot of benefits to. A couple of benefits are that they get discounted tickets at many theaters. But we also provide them with a dance festival that allows them to showcase their choreography as well. And we also we are sort of partly in charge of the Michigan Youth Arts Festival, but the dance portion of the Michigan Youth Arts Festival, which is held every year at Western Michigan University. Have you participated in that by any chance? Okay. They have a portion of, the arts in music, theater, and dance, and of course, Michigan Dance Council handles the dance portion. Excuse me.
Cool. Does Michigan Dance Council host special events or festivals?
They do. The two festivals that we were just talking about. The wonderful thing about the Michigan Dance Festival that we have, there is a choreography award that's awarded every year. So Maggie Alessi, one of the most prominent philanthropists in dance in this state, puts up $1,000 for the winning choreographer. So what the artists do is they submit work sometime in April and June. Those works are adjudicated, and the top 3 or 4 are selected to perform live in the concert. Another adjudication board comes to the concert, then looks at those pieces and selects a winner of that year. So that's one of the things. The other thing at the festival is that we offer dance classes for students to come and take a dance class. And then our latest thing that we've done for the last 3 years is offered an audition process for scholarships of summer intensives that are held within the state of Michigan. And that's become increasingly popular. We've had, I would say, about 40 dancers audition, probably about 10 different scholarships, including, I would say, Complexions, which is held at Wayne State, Great Lakes Dance Festival, now called the New Dance Fest. It's at Oakland University. There's one from the University of Michigan, and then there's a lot of the surrounding regions within the state host these summer intensives, and they allow us to give a scholarship to 1 or 2 scholarships to each of those intensives. So that's really quite good for our state and the dancers that want to advance themselves to come and possibly get a scholarship to those summer intensives.
Yeah. What are some of the challenges in the world of performing arts?
Well, some of the challenges are that the audiences sometimes shrink down. It's very hard to develop a name for yourself as a dance company, as a performer, as a choreographer. And of course, that funding for the arts is always a struggle. It's dwindling even as, every year it gets smaller and smaller. So the Michigan Council of the Arts that provides a lot of the funding for musicians and singers and dancers and artists, visual artists, the funding dwindles. So it makes it hard to continue creating your funding and get it out there and get it seen. And then, when you have the opportunity to do that, sometimes the audience size is a little small. So,
what is your dance background?
My dance background, gosh, it's a different road for everyone. I actually started off as an athlete. I'm a much older man, as you can tell, but as a young guy, I was a diver, and I always had an interest in music and theater. But because I was so committed to that sport, I was unable to do it. When I got to college, I was finally able to do a couple of musicals, and as a requirement, a gen ed requirement, I was required to take an arts class, and I chose dance because it was listed under there. And it came natural to me, and I was like, oh wow, this is really fun. But I was diving in college at the time, so I couldn't just quit diving and go because I was on a scholarship.
There we go.
So when I graduated from the undergrad school at Bowling Green State University, the teacher there had pulled me into the dance company, and I had finally taken a few classes. Ended up getting a minor, but then I knew that I wanted to pursue and go a little further. So I ended up getting my master's in college, and then pretty much that's it. Because I joined a couple of dance companies, and now I'm a professor at Oakland University teaching dance.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
What dance education opportunities are available to college students in our state?
Let's see, education. I mean, college students have the opportunity, if they're non-majors and not majoring in dance, there are certain classes they can take for that as well. And I'm sure there are a lot of student organizations that are dance organizations, ballroom and hip hop clubs and stuff like that. But also there are a lot of dance studios that offer adult classes for people of college age or older as well. And many college students, if they are dance majors, tend to create their own opportunities as well. But I think there's a lot out there. I mean, through the studios and through places like the Michigan Dance Council that tries to advertise, guest classes that come up. There are opportunities if they're looking to seek one.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen a rise in the number of dancers studying in college?
It's kind of an ebb and flow thing, and it does. There is a rise sometimes, and there's a drop off, and I'm really saying that that's really kind of consistent across the board, especially the larger ones, Western Michigan, University of Michigan, Oakland University. We have seen an increase from time to time, and then sometimes it coincides with the economy. Other times it's becoming increasingly difficult for some people to major in the arts because they feel it's less secure when they get out in terms of having a good job or making good money. But those that are passionate about dance don't think about those things. They really do what their passion drives. But we've also seen an uprise in majoring in more than one subject, so that there's a backup plan so that maybe years after that, if they're not as successful as they want to be, they would then.
I've seen a lot of dancers in Michigan have professional dance careers.
Yes, that I have seen. I mean, in fact, I would be willing to say that Michigan produces some of the strongest dancers in this country. They really do, and I know other states do as well. But my master's program was from the University of Michigan. I know a lot of my friends that I went to school with there, and some that have graduated since, have done amazing things. They're with predominant companies in Michigan and across the country and outside of the country as well. So yes, definitely. And then there are a few companies here that I wouldn't say they're strongly successful, but they're able to do what they want to do, and they're able to get their performances out there and stuff. Eisenhower Dance is one that comes to mind. That's been in existence for almost 25 years. Just had a performance last evening at the Opera House. And it's a strong company that's going strong. So I see a lot of success coming even out of my university, Oakland University. Our students rise and do some great things as well. So yes, that's a good question.
What advice do you have for young kids studying dance?
I say that you try to first, dance is about a lot of things. First, I mean, it's about the passion first. You really want to do something that you almost have to do because you just, it's innate and you really need to do it. But I say that to stay in school and to work hard and to keep going for what you believe in terms of, if you're a modern dancer, do modern. If you're a jazz person, really go for that jazz kind of thing. But also make your education well-rounded so that you're able to be versed in a variety of things. But I certainly would say you should really start, if you can think about your future, think about whether or not you really want to pursue dance in the sense that it would be a career when you get older, because then you want to make sure that you go along the right path. Make sure you have good teachers that are teaching you the right techniques so that by the time you get to college and you're able to audition for those programs, you're well prepared and able to get into those programs. But also I say young dancers should look for those opportunities with places like the Michigan Dance Council, an advocate that tries to support and sort of make announcements or at least advertise some of the things that are happening in the state that young dancers can take advantage of.
Thank you for answering my questions.
Oh, you're so welcome, Cindy. Thank you
you.
for having me. Thank you.